I'm David Mountain and suffered from mental health problems for over 40 years. My first admission to a psychiatric hospital was a result of taking recreational drugs, which at the time I considered harmless. It has now been proven beyond doubt that substances such as, and in particular, high THC cannabis can cause a genetic change in the DNA, resulting in conditions such as schizophrenia, schizoaffective disorder, and bipolar. Statistics from the NHS and Royal College of Psychiatrists fully support this. I was originally diagnosed as schizophrenic and then after 8 years re-diagnosed as bipolar, a massive turning point. I have recently spent 9 months compiling a presentation on the subject in conjunction with a large lottery-funded charity in Stoke, which Staffordshire Police agreed to promote before they pulled out, which was frustrating and disappointing for myself. The issue of recreational drugs and their connections to mental health problems remain a big problem, and my only wish is that others do not needlessly damage themselves. If anybody listening to this can see the potential of the idea or knows of anyone who may, a copy of the presentation can be made available. I have no interest in kudos or payment. The presentation itself can be tailored to suit. They came and took me away. It was an unexpected party. I was the main guest. I came in bright-eyed, cheery. They made me get undressed. Before me, there were bright lights, a cacophony in my ears. I thought I was the chosen one, called back through all these years. They dressed me in pyjamas. They plied me with their meds. They took me to a dormitory and showed me to my bed. Oh, so young and all alone, a victim of excess. I'd really done it this time, was in such an awful mess. One flew over the cuckoo's nest, had made its mark on me. I had to flee that awful place and gain my liberty. Regardless my pyjamas, I managed to escape, to tell my mum and dad about my dreadful fate. They gave me reassurance that things would be just fine. And just when things were feeling good, the ambulance arrived. Confined, I had a goal, a plan, but my efforts were in vain, as I was returned to captivity time and time again. Authorities' patience had grown thin. They stripped me to the skin and locked me in a tiny cell to face a living hell. Until eventually they decided I ticked the boxes was the norm, boxed up my belongings and packed me back off home. Diagnosed and discharged, deserted and betrayed, everything was different and could never be replayed. The following poem related to mental health barriers is pretty much self-explanatory. It is particularly relevant at the moment as people without mental health conditions are also being subjected to barriers of many different kinds, which is seriously impacting on their daily lives and routines, giving an added amount of insight into the piece. I scream and wail at the unrelenting walls, but they don't flinch, don't give an inch, are still there when I stop. Walls of stone or steel or brick, walls a million miles thick, walls I built from the debris of my mind, impenetrable barriers of a different kind. As we continue to deplete the resources of our planet, we need to seriously consider what we do next. The following poem takes a view on this issue. The message being, we just can't carry on as we are. An orange planet. An orange planet, stems suspended in a foliar universe. Its rough pitted surface hanging in a citron atmosphere. Flavour bursts, sweet and sharp, cracking in the air. Precious commodities such as nutrients and the ascorbic are found there. Starbursts of activity fizz within the extremities of its surround, and the peeling of its pithy skin makes the only sound. The harvesting of the planets, another step for man, the raping of the galaxy to put it in a can. Interplanetary exploration, new technologies, a new link. The raping of the universe, a new concept. Now that really makes you think. Taking the wish that all creatures should be happy and free from suffering, peace is the answer, and it is peace we should aspire to. The spirit of the dove. A beautiful daydream drifting in the clouds. A moment's blessing is in your spirit found. A soul relit beneath the heavens' glow. A time of enlightenment shines on those below. Murmured prayers are answered by a voice from far above. Cupped hands open to release the reborn spirit of the dove. The only poet that truly inspires me is John Cooper Clarke. He is unique. Others have tried to adopt his style, but a pale imitation. A man of immense poetic knowledge, he does not try to be anything other than he is, or conform to the norm. He is the only poet I know of that can fill large venues. I was lucky enough to see him at Buxton Opera House with my friend Mark. It was fantastic, even though John is not in the best of health nowadays. Up in the gallery with my mate Mark, when onto the stage shuffled John Cooper Clarke. The light shone from him with his Mancunian gravel and the enlightened spark. Never laughed so long, so hard. Thank you, Dr. John Cooper Clarke. As we drove from the venue, a shadow slipped from the dark. We went to examine. We'd killed J. Cooper Clarke. We trod to the car, leaving poor JC dead. A gawkish cadaver, arms outspread, lying beneath where our tyres had sped. A statement has since been issued saying Clarke is alive, but we both know that's not true. We both know he died. I don't want you to say, you know, it's not about God, it's not about religion, it's just about the beauty of words. A single piece of verse from the Bible has always stuck in my mind. It is short, sweet, beautiful, and tucked tidily into a comprehensible box. I've used no form of reference for this other than my memory, so it is not a direct quote. Consider ye the lilies of the field, neither do they toil nor do they weave, but Solomon in all his glory was not clad as gloriously as one of these.